So you guys have all screwed up. You handed the politicians the microphones. And I will tell you, this is the one-year anniversary of me getting elected to the Attorney General's office, so I really appreciate this huge party you guys have thrown on our behalf. So I get to be the Attorney General for the greatest state in the entire country, West Virginia. And I believe I'm joined here with some young ladies from West Virginia. And where are y'all? Can you stand up? I can't see. There's too many lights. Well, we'll trust. We'll trust. And so about 18 months ago, these young women came to the Capitol for the Riley Gaines Act. And I got to talk to these women, and I got to understand what sports does for women in a way that I hadn't seen before. It didn't make them physically strong. It didn't make them physically fast. It made them leaders. And for these women at the ages of 13, 14, and 15 years old to stand up in our state capitol to defend themselves, to defend their right to a fair and safe playing field, was truly and unbelievably remarkable to me. And I'm going to give you guys a little story. It's just sort of how, if you guys come to a dinner in West Virginia, you'll hear a whole mess of stories. But my grandmother was on the school board in Harrison County where these young women play sports. And she was the first woman ever on the Harrison County School Board. She was also the only Republican out of the 5-member board. And my grandmother was this tall, and she was just mean as an absolute snake. But we found a whole bunch of old press clippings from my grandmother when she was on the school board. And all of the newspaper stories from every single school board meeting were about her. And I asked my dad, I said, Dad, how did Grandma get the media to only talk about her? And he said, well, the men went into executive session and wouldn't take her back with them. And so they would go in the back and they'd Philly fart around and they'd smoke cigars and drink bourbon and they'd make the decisions on behalf of this little woman that was sitting out here. Well, she didn't just shirk her responsibilities. She didn't just sit down. She went out and told the rest of the world what she thought. And guess what? The rest of the world agreed with her. And what I'm here to tell you today is that I'm not just here as a lawyer. I'm not just here as the Attorney General. I'm here as the father of 2 young girls. They play sports. I follow them around a lot. I'm a little bit addicted to watching my 10-year-old play soccer, if I'm being honest. I do it more than I probably practice law. Michael can confirm that. But what we're fighting for here is the opportunity for women to have every single incredible advantage that sports give you. And what has Title IX done? Our brief was how many pages, Michael? 63 pages. There is a part of our brief that discusses what Title IX has done for women over the last 50 years. And the amount of women who have become CEOs in this country, the amount of women who've ascended to the highest places in American government over the last 50 years because they got to play sports. More than 50% of these women played competitive sports in high school or in college. Think about that. Because what do sports do? Sports teach you to show up for your teammates. Sports teach you that losing is okay as long as it was fair. Right? Sports teach you that the collective of your team is inherently needed. You are needed for the collective of your team, right? And if you don't show up for them, they won't show up for you, right? And so how do we make future female leaders? We ensure that they have a safe and fair place to play that is free from biological males who take their spots and by virtue of that, take the experience that they need to become these incredible leaders that this country has been relying on for the last 50 years. I am so proud to be here with you guys tonight. I am so thankful for ADF, but I would be remiss if I didn't recognize my fellow Republican Attorney Generals who are here. We are America's rear guard in terms of ensuring that the Constitution is followed, right? Congress talks. The Republican Attorney Generals for the last 20 years have been those who acted. We are here today because the amazing men and women of the Republican Attorney Generals Association stand up every single day for the freedoms and the rights and the Constitution for every single person in this room. And I'm so thankful that I'm part of RAGA, and I'm so thankful that all of you are here today making this job easier for Michael and for me and for Raul and for Idaho. So thank you all so much, and we hope you enjoy the rest of your dinner. Oh, who?
And if you'll just...
Oh, why don't the AGs all stand up? Republican AG, all of our Attorney Generals stand up. And there isn't a single one of these men and women who wouldn't have done the same thing that Raul and I did. And that is very, very important to remember. We are a team who are united behind all of you. So thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Thank you.